Hey, Freedom people. Welcome to Anarchapulco TV. We are announcing the speakers, or at least some of the speakers, for the amazing event we have going on February 2020. Welcome to the show. I am David Rodriguez, your community facilitator and one of the co-producers here. And I'm so hopeful and excited to share the names of the people who you get a chance to learn from, because we've been working so hard. The whole team has been working so hard to make this happen for you, because freedom is the issue of our lifetime. We're sick of the slavery, whether it's wage slavery or mental slavery. It's time to break free, and that's what we're doing at Anarchapulco. So let's start off. First of all, there's going to be over 100 speakers. So I'm just going to announce maybe about 25, 28 of these speakers, and then the reason is that there's 4 stages. So these are going to be some of the main stage speakers. There's more to come. We got some secret speakers to come too still. The main stage, there's the crypto stage called Cryptopulco. There's the health stage called the Narc Awaken. And then there's the family camp stage called Free Your Family Camp. So it's an amazing, it's 10 days, February 10th to the 20th. And the main event is about 4 days in between the 13th through the 16th. But we've been waiting and waiting. And now we can tell you some of the speakers that you can learn from. And there'll be different like workshops and things you can actually have a drink, maybe have dinner with some of these people. These are the visionaries of humanity. And I'm not trying to overhype it, because I've been going to this event for the last 5 years, and it just gets more exciting. I get more hopeful despite the state and all the criminal activities that we see around us. This is one of the lights that I see, and there's a lot of people doing great work all throughout the world. But some of these names I want to give to you, I have so much respect and admire their courage and their vision and their insight, their work ethic, really working hard to help humanity evolve beyond the state, evolve beyond our own mental limitations. And this is what the whole event is about this year. Time to evolve, time to go beyond what we think we can do and what we think is possible. And together we can do that. So let's start off. The main stage speakers, you might have seen it already, but go to the website, anarchapulco.com. First off, Larkin Rose, probably one of the most powerful speakers on anarchy that I've seen, and he's been at it for a couple decades now. Author of The Most Dangerous Superstition, also many other books as well. He's going to be coming on the main stage, bringing his great knowledge and power for what we got going on here. Doug Casey, founder of Casey Research, also the #1 New York Times bestseller. And what's interesting is that he is the one, to my understanding, who taught Jeff Berwick, the founder of Anarchapulco, about anarchy, and asked Jeff a few questions and said, I think you're an anarchist. So we're so happy he's going to be joining us, the first time coming this year. And if you want to learn a little bit about him, you can take a look at an interview that he did on the Donahue show, Phil Donahue, in the 80s. I mean, this guy's been at it for so long, such a great guy in the movement here. Also, the great Dr. Ron Paul. Many of us, including me, have been kind of turned on to freedom and liberty through Dr. Paul. Such a great man. He's going to be 85 years old when he joins us down in Acapulco, author of great books, Liberty Defined, In the Fed, and he was the one who helped me understand, and many of us, about the Federal Reserve. So before 2008, who was talking about, audit the Fed and then now end the Fed? He's going to be joining us. He's a doctor, delivered over 4,000 babies. Just a great man of integrity who actually upheld his oath to the Constitution, right, as the politicians are supposed to do. But an amazing guy there. So next, John McAfee, founder of McAfee Antivirus Software and a visionary in the cybersecurity world. He's someone who I didn't realize has such insight to where technology is going, and just a courageous man, who stands up for freedom, doesn't back down from anybody, including the state. And we need more people that just have courage to put themselves at risk. He's going to be joining us too. First-time speaker, Miss Sherry Peel Jackson. What's so amazing about her is that she's a former IRS employee, you can call a whistleblower, who worked for the IRS. And she's in the great documentary Freedom to Fascism with Aaron Russo. And she helped, and there's a couple other whistleblowers, help us learn that there is no federal law for income tax. And so she went around the country informing people, and then the state put her in jail for 3 years. And she is a Christian homeschooling mother of 2, and they did that to her. So now she's out, going to be joining us in Acapulco, telling us about the IRS and some of the ways to legally keep our money. Can you imagine that? Like, what if we could just keep all of our money? Wouldn't that be great? She's going to be joining us. I'm so excited for her and some of the knowledge she's going to bring. How about Mr. Freeway Rick Ross is going to be joining us, also first time. And he, as you may know, was the U.S.'s largest cocaine dealer for a period. And then as he kind of found out what was going on with all the big money, the CIA was covertly involved with his operation, and they were using that money to fund their own black operations. And so he's going to be teaching us about that. He was in prison for years. He self-taught himself to read, and then he used that to get out of prison using the court system. So there's going to be some great lessons we can learn from him as well. I'm very excited about that. Also, Mr. Dale Bigtree. This is a second time he's going to be coming. Now he's going to be on the main stage where he belongs. Such a powerful advocate for freedom and for children safety, also known as the king of the anti-vaxxers. He's the producer of the documentary called Vaxxed. Also was on the producer side of the doctors on television as well. And he's out there helping us understand what are in these vaccines, what is the CDC doing, really at the highest levels, going all around the country, all around the world to help us understand what this forced vaccine agenda is about. And one thing he said is that the rights of body autonomy are at risk right now. In the next few years, we're seeing what's happening with these mandatory vaccines, such a attack on freedom, as some of us know. And so he's going to be there joining us, sharing some of his wisdom as well. Mr. Dale Brown is going to be joining us. And this is the first year he's coming, founder of Detroit Threat Management Center. And I was so hopeful to learn about his organization because some of the questions people have about, well, what will we do without the state? What about the police? This gentleman has been operating a voluntary, he doesn't even call it policing force, a threat prevention organization for 20 years in Detroit, Michigan. I had a chance to go meet him some years ago and see his operation. Very powerful solutions to this police violence. And none of his clients have ever been killed in 20 years. It's really amazing what he's doing. And I'm so glad he's going to be joining this year to help us learn about these models of making the state obsolete through voluntary interaction. Very cool. Mr. James Corbett is going to be joining us, the excellent journalist who joined us the first year in 2015 doing the workshop. And now he's going to be joining us also. Just a great documentarian, great researcher. And he just released something I think is called 9/11 Whistleblowers, I think. You can take a look at his website, corbettreport.com. Very grateful he's going to be joining us to share us some of the facts and the research that he's come up with over his, it's got to be over 10 years now. He's been doing independent research and helping share truth and facts. Very calm, very methodical, and intelligent man there to bring us the news and actually unbiased opinions so we can make our own decisions. So very happy for this. Mr. Jeffrey Tucker is going to be joining us. He's the editorial director for the American Institute for Economic Research, author of many books, including a great one called A Beautiful Anarchy, as well as Bourbon for Breakfast. Just a great entertaining guy, very well-read, well-spoken, and he's also going to be emceeing the TDV, the Dollar Vigilante Investment Summit. So you want to come and take place in that opportunity as well. And we're so grateful to have him. He's a very humorous guy as well. Such great mind and just a long-term commitment to freedom. You know, got a lot of respect for that gentleman. Also joining us, our MC for this year, Mr. Benny Wills. You might know him from the co-creator of Joy Camp, using comedy to speak about truth and to help people break out of the matrix. Very powerful channel on YouTube. And now he's doing his own kind of independent poetry. And he's got a great number of poems on the internet as well. Our MC, it's going to be great to have him as well. Very smart guy and very fun and lighthearted. And what's so powerful about poetry and art, and you guys are all artists out there too, is artists paint the picture for what some of us can't see, right? So that's what he's doing with his words, traveling all around the country at these events. And we're so honored to have him. Mr. Paul Rosenberg, author of the he's the author and also the creator of the Free Man's Perspective, a veteran of the cryptographic industry, just been around since like the cypherpunks for decades and knows the inside. And we had a nice conversation, and he thinks he might know who Satoshi Nakamoto is, but he's not going to say. So he's going to be joining us on the main stage as well. Also, Mr. Luke Brodowski is going to be joining us, the consummate journalist out there traveling the world, giving us the truth, giving us the news. Very well read and well-spoken gentleman as well. And, you know, he was just out in Hong Kong, you know, reporting on things that we can't get on the mainstream news. He's confronted Zbigniew Brzezinski, and there's just a courageous guy out there with a camcorder and a microphone doing great things. He's going to be joining us again. Also, Mr. James True. This is the first time he's going to be here with us. He's an author, wrote the book Blueprints of Mind Control. And what's so interesting about him is that he's a very powerful thinker, and he teaches people how to come out of the matrix, you know, because the state is a belief, right, an authority. So he has been thinking about this, writing about it, helping people come out, and it's so relevant because what we're doing is, it really is, the state is just not even a real physical thing. It's a piece of paper, it's in our head, and so we have to unlearn that, which is a really important aspect of his talk as well. Mr. Michael Bowman, and he's someone who's new to me, but he helped, well, he was the spearhead of the legalization of hemp or marijuana there in Colorado, using local politics. And this is, I think, so fascinating because on a national level, politics seems to be almost useless, but at a local level where there's actually people you can keep accountable and people you can go see in their office, we can have some impact on that. So he's going to be joining us and sharing some of his lessons that he learned by his local activism as well. Next, we have Miss Lily Forrester, and she's been coming for a few years here, and just an example of an anarchist. You know, I think on an anarchist interview that she did with Jeff Berwick, telling about, you know, fleeing the U.S. to escape the criminals who are trying to get her, and just overcoming adversity and experimenting, you know, hacking the body and learning how to build an income, build a business. Really an example, you know, for all of us to learn from. So that's really cool. Piazza Nico Sif, a somatic sexologist. And again, you might have seen her on the Anarchist Show talking about circumcision. And it's so important that we talk about real stuff. I mean, like, sex is a real important thing. We were created through sex, right? But we can't talk about it. Or the maiming of a young boy's member, his sexual member, and the trauma that causes is so damaging long term, you know. And I'm starting to realize this too, like, man, because I got maimed and harmed, and said, man, what kind of emotional trauma have I felt? How about some of the other guys out there can understand as well? So she talks about that. She's doing a documentary to help get the word out about this type of issue. It's a very big issue. As men, we got to, you know, step into our power, but when half of our, you know, penis has been cut off, I mean, effectively, right, all the skin there. So that's a great topic to bring to the main stage. Also, we have Miss Nova Ohm, first time speaker, and she is a unschooling mother who fought the state of the CPS to get her children back, and she got them back. So I'm really looking forward to see some of the lessons and the tactics that she used to get her children back from the state. Because when the CPS takes your children, what do? Right? I mean, that's a justified reason to, like, go use, like, violence against them because they've actually kidnapped your child, right? So what do? She's going to share some of her insights into overcoming that, the strategies. I'm really interested to learn from her, and she's going to also be leading some of the women's circles that we'll be having, because this is our 6th year doing Anarchapulco, so we want to have more community, you know. And this is one of my hopes and goals, is to help us build relationships and actually become deep friends with people at these events, because that's one of the things I keep coming back for, is making new relationships and how to have connections with people that have a freedom mindset, you know, that you have. It's a really powerful opportunity to do that. We have Mr. Patrick Smith coming back also, and he's an entrepreneur, activist, a father, and a very strong community organizer. He shared some of his secrets with us on the advocacy stage last year. And I think I saw that he was running not for governor of Texas, but just a great communicator and someone who's passionate about freedom and galvanizing people, right? It's something that we really need, and that's going to be beneficial for you to learn from. Mr. Christoph Mikelzadek, a navigator, architect, and what's so amazing about him, among many things, is that he is here to help shift consciousness and vibration. Very thoughtful, calm, collected gentleman, and he's bringing some of his experience from shamanism, mysticism, the mystery schools, and it really is about consciousness, right? This is really the evolution that we're a part of, so he's going to be joining us there. We have Miss Amanda Rockwich, very powerful freedom activist and a co-creator of the Candles in the Dark workshop, and that's just about becoming a light of freedom in the dark world of statism. And I've attended that workshop, highly recommend it. She's going to be joining us also. We have Miss Angel Clark, the host of the Angel Clark Show, and she's done hundreds of interviews talking about freedom, talking with presidential candidates. She's been the voice of many audiobooks, hundreds of audiobooks. She's going to bring her great energy to the stage. We have Miss Carrie Wedler, consummate speaker with Anarchapulco. So grateful to have her. She's editor of the editor-in-chief of the Anti-Media. She's also a yoga teacher, and she's a former Obama supporter, and she went viral when she burned the Obama shirt. But she's got a great YouTube channel, and one of the great videos is the world's most dangerous religion. She drops the truth on that. I think more of us are going to be doing that, and I encourage you to check that out. Mr. Josh Sigurdson, the journalist as well, doing great work, founder of the world's alternative media, a younger guy who's had great success in growing his reach and his channel, and a world traveler as well, doing some really interesting things on his YouTube channel. He'll be bringing his energy and message to the main stage. We're so grateful to have him. Mr. Dan Dix, the founder of Press for Truth. Again, another journalist, independent journalist who we got to support these guys. All of these people that are out there trying to find truth, like Dan is, and out there just on the front lines, giving you the actual facts so that you can make your own choices. He's going to be joining us from the main stage. We have Miss Catherine Bleich, the founding mother of the Homestead Guru, unschooling mother, and also one of the co-producers at Anarchapulco, and just a powerful advocate for freedom for over a decade. She's got a really great story as well. And yours truly will be honored to be on the main stage this year once again. I'm a transformational principal, homeschooling advocate, getting kids out of the school system, focusing on apprenticeships so they can actually manifest their goals and their dreams from a young age rather than being adults and have to unlearn all this stuff. And then the founder of Anarchapulco, Mr. Jeff Berwick, of course, the Dollar Vigilante and the Anarchist host and producer there will be joining us as well. There's multiple things happening, and I want to let you know, because we are announcing these main stage speakers, we still have many more speakers to announce, many more exciting things and activities to announce. We have to put the deadline on the early bird tickets. So in 2 weeks, these tickets will increase in price. So they're at the lowest they'll ever be. I highly recommend you get your tickets. And if you wait for 4 or 5 months, that's fine. They may be double in price, but you're still invited. This is going to be probably the most epic freedom event in the world. I'm not just saying that because I'm participating involved, but we're talking about solutions, not the left-right paradigm, not, who's going to be the presidential candidate. You know who we want to be the presidential candidate? Nobody. You rule yourself. I rule myself. We take personal responsibility for our life. How about this, right? This is the movement which we're going towards. And I'm so grateful for everybody at Anarchapulco who's working so hard to manifest this conference. 6 years, guys. How about this, man? This is going to be a great event right there on the beach. Literally, it's about 3 minutes from your hotel room to go down to the ocean, the warm ocean, and it's going to be great. The hotel details will be coming out shortly as well. So do get your tickets. Hotels will come and get your airfare. And this is going to be a great event. You don't want to miss it. Kids are free. We're going to have activities for kids. It's going to be a whole family affair, holistic. We don't have to compartmentalize freedom in our life. Freedom is one. It's going to be amazing. And like Jeff said, I think this event could sell out. People are fed up with these politicians. Aren't you fed up with these politicians? taking your money, telling what you do with your life. We don't need these guys. And I just want to tell you, thank you for taking a look at Anarchapulco and considering coming. I'll be there. I hope you'll be there as well. And let me take a look at some of the comments here. This is a great time to say something if we can. Let's see. I'm so excited. So remember, like I said, there's going to be more guests coming. And here we go. Well, my comments aren't working. Either way, we're about 5 months away. Be there in Anarchapulco. Regardless, we will have some live streaming options as well. But you want to be there. You want to be there and make new friends. There's business opportunities, health opportunities. You're going to have a health clinic. Guys, this is the event to come. If you've been thinking about it for years, highly recommend you come. Either way, we got mad respect, mad love for all of you out there considering freedom, growing worldwide. Peace, love, and anarchy. We see you in February, y'all. Bye.